Guys, this is Rich Duperbash, and I want to do a quick unboxing of a brand new platform. A huge shout out to Jason Dearden with ARRMA, the rest of his awesome team, as well as all the great people at Horizon Hobbies. I feel super privileged to get one of these trucks, and I think this is going to be a game changer in the larger scale platform. So I typically don't start with an unboxing, but I just wanted to give folks kind of an idea of just how massive this box really is. In case you guys need to find a spot to hide this at work or from your wife at home, this box is almost 3 feet long, about 26 plus inches wide, and about 12 and a half, 13 inches tall. So absolutely beautiful new design, a completely new design by ARRMA. And this is my first 1/5 scale. So I've got a lot to learn. I've got a few new tools I'm going to need to pick up, some bigger tools. Looks like this truck comes in 2 color options, guys. You've got this pretty cool looking silver, green, and black, as well as the truck that I received is it's kind of an orange, red, and black, and a little bit of silver as well. And here's your vehicle specs. These are super impressive. Total length is almost 30 inches. Height is just about 10.5 inches. Width almost 2 foot wide. And then the weight is 24.2 pounds. If I pan down, here's a shot of the controller. So they're using the Spectrum 2.4 gigahertz DX2E active with SR6100 AT. Obviously this vehicle is equipped with the active vehicle control, and it looks like it does. You can connect your mobile device wirelessly for via Bluetooth to your active transmitter. So it'll probably give lots of features in real time, including ESC temperature. I'll definitely need to do some research on that and download the app. And then it also looks like it'll give your BEC voltages, drive pack voltages, and motor RPM. So that's pretty cool stuff. Here's a shot of, it looks like there's an adapter for your Android or iOS to go onto your controller if you actually want to check out the live data. And then it looks like there's also an available optional speedometer as an add-on. But here's a shot of the motor. It looks like this is a 4685 1250 kV brushless motor, and there's a shot of the speed controller. So it's a 160 amp smart ESC, waterproof, of course, as all the ARRMA stuff is. Guys, I'm definitely going to need to do some research and just get the wrenches and dig into this thing, but you'll see a shot of the gears here. This thing looks like they put a ton of time and engineering and testing into it. Here's a shot of the center diff system. Here's a quick pan at the hubs. And it looks like they actually have a captured rear and probably front input system. And you'll see the 8S, these are actual size. You'll see the 8S shock in comparison to the 6S. I'm pretty certain those are 5mm shafts. So it looks like this is an easy access sliding motor mount for quick motor removal. And it looks like it's just 3 bolts. You can pull that off. Fortunately, they've stuck to the concept of easy access front and rear diff modules, and easy access electronics module as well. So it looks like the servo receiver and ESC will pull out all together as a unit. And there's a quick shot of the chassis. So here's a quick shot of what comes in the package, guys. You get your 8S technical pack. This has got a great schematic inside, both your shocks, your diffs, and then basically every screw and part in the entire truck here. So I won't go through this all, but it's got a nice little blow up and breakdown. You've got your basic your wheel wrench. Again, this is a 24mm, which is new to me. And then there's some plastic doodads in here. Big props to ARRMA for some stickers. And then you've got an 8S specific manual. You can see she takes up pretty much my entire workbench, at least to the back there. But the shocks feel absolutely perfect for this platform, both front and rear. As you'll see, I've got my Kraton 6S on the left and the new 5th scale here on the right. And the size difference is just, it's unbelievable. I think I've got the rear axles about lined up. And but just once you pull these tires together as well, I mean, it's just pretty much insane. Again, this is my first 5th scale, so I'm not used to stuff this size. But yeah, this thing just looks absolutely ginormous. A couple things I wanted to point out about this truck that are just awesome is you'll notice it's got the integrated really thick plastic skid rails up on top. And then if you look at the body mount system, props to ARRMA for sticking to their kind of trademark tethered body clip, but it's got these really beefy composite, essentially kind of shell protectors. So you pretty much just pull your clips right off, and then these guys will pop right up and off. Same thing for the rear. The body itself does actually feel pretty thick, but this is a really, really nice touch, which I kind of think is an essential. It looks like they did was they engineered these tabs to actually mate just about perfectly with this super beefy composite center brace. If once we flip the truck over, you'll notice they bolted this thing, I think with at least 4 really large bolts right up to the bottom of the chassis. And just kind of taking a look, guys, at the inside of the truck here, you'll notice there not only is there a tower-to-tower system that integrates into the molded towers, but it's actually kind of a triangular system. So what they've done is they've got this, there's a really large shear pin through here that bolts directly to the center diff support. And then kind of same thing in the rear. This thing's got a little release clip here, and there's a release clip for both this lower bar and the upper bar, of course. So I did a quick measurement. I think I got about 12 millimeters on these. You can definitely pick up the whole truck by it. You'll see the chassis, the way they design this is super trick. Starting from the rear here, you know, you've got just an ultra beefcake wing mount system that integrates into the rear. And then you've got a rear skid plate bumper combo. These super thick integrated skid plates that actually go both in the rear and in the front of the chassis. Here's a laser etched that ARRMA did, a really nice touch. I'm not sure how long that's going to last, but heck, thanks anyway. And then you'll see, looks like one of your motor mount adjustment screws is through this bottom area that's kind of keyed out in the chassis. I tried to measure this chassis thickness, and I'm getting, I think, like 4.5 millimeters. Here's a shot of the rear, guys, and you'll see how they basically the rear composite tower integrates with the bulkhead. So again, this thing looks super beefy. When I'm grabbing on just the wing, I really can't get a whole lot of flex out of this thing. Obviously, there's going to be some flex in the wing and the top of the mount, but in general, this thing just feels super solid. Really massive bearing here. It looks like there's a C-clip here that'll hold this in. And looking at the center diff, I don't know if this is getting a shot, but it looks like you just got your typical dog bone connection. It just looks ultra beefy. Same thing with the towers. Same thing with the connections here for your triangular bracing system. And it is easy access. And then you'll see this, they've got this little attachment point here. I'm assuming this is where the sway bars would squeeze through here. Or the electronic module. This thing is actually humongous. You could put probably any size ESC in here you want. And same with the motor. I think I measured there's about 109, 110 millimeters of space between the center diff and right about here. We'll leave the center diff bone stock. This comes with 1 million weight, and then it's got 500,000 weight in both the front diff and in the rear diff. Obviously, this is basically suited for 2 4S packs. But again, you know, when you look at the space that's still in this chassis bay, all this extra room you have up here, and all the extra room you have for a bigger motor here. I think the sky's the limit with this thing. Trick design here. Essentially what they did is they have these little D-rings. There's 2 straps per pack, obviously. But what they did was they integrated this really hard kind of plastic clip on top, so you can go ahead and just kind of slide your wires, lock them in right there. There's definitely a ton of travel and ground clearance with this setup. And the shocks feel killer. They feel about perfect. Great rebound. Really nice dampening. So in any case, enough babbling, guys. I'm running out of time today. I have a ton more to learn about this truck. I hope some of what I've shared today has been kind of helpful. If you guys have questions, just leave them and I'll answer what I can. But I'm going to spend the rest of my day, I'm just going to bring a couple packs out and go give this thing just a kind of general bash, kind of get used to the handling. All right, guys, I think she's alive.